The following is a presentation of Muddy River News.
TI Trust stands for True Integrity. One of our core values that we had for our staff was integrity.
We want to be seen as a very integrity-driven company.
We've been doing trust services as an organization since the 1950s. It's all based on what's in the best interest of the clients.
At the end of the day, it's about serving that client and getting to a result that they need.
Welcome to the Muddy River News Business Spotlight, brought to you by TI Trust. I'm Bob Goff. Guest today is Reagan Costigan with Quincy Recycle. You are in charge of corporate recruiting, but your official title is?
Talent Acquisition and Development. And
you guys, of course, they are a great sponsor of ours, and you guys have a lot on your plate trying to get people hired, correct?
That is correct. We have several opportunities throughout all of our locations. We have several opportunities here locally. So, yes, it keeps me busy.
So, again, what is the position right now that your company is in the most need of?
Great question. I would say our folks who process the material and our plants, right? So, if that's not being done, then, the business isn't going. So there's a big need for that, and that's throughout the company.
And you have how many plants in how many different states now?
So we have, 8 plants across 5 western states. So we are as far north as Green Bay. Mm-hmm. We are as far south as Richmond, which is the St. Louis area. Mm-hmm. I should say Green Bay, Wisconsin, but I think that just I think everybody gets that. Yeah. And then we have 2 locations in Indiana, and then Cedar Rapids, the Marion area. So we're just kind of all encompassing.
Sure.
So.
But this is a good, again, this from this location, I think, Brian Stokes, the president owner, I think, he and the rest of the team have done a good job of, really building this footprint that you guys can manage.
Correct.
Because, doing it in this, most of the places you get there pretty quickly, relatively speaking, right?
Correct.
But I think in doing that also, are you able to look at each facility, and each facility kind of does its own thing, or are you guys able to really have uniform practices across all of them?
So each of our facilities, with the exception of our Indiana locations and our Wisconsin locations, we have 2 in each of those states, really, and I guess my point is to that, each of those locations have 1 general manager. Mm-hmm. So the point is that while we're all essentially doing the same function, right, and handling the same types of commodities, those general managers are able to run their own business. So yes, the same, maybe a little different here or there, but overall, for simplicity purposes, yeah.
Sure, and I think that's in that way is, again, the autonomy is nice, and again, working. It's a growing company, but still it's a small company. It's a family company, and that's the thing. It's your general manager each location can pick up the phone if they got an issue to call you or call Brian or call Phil or whoever, mm-hmm, and say, hey, we got this going on. How can you help? Or hey, I've got this going on. It's really working well. Do you want to come look at how we're doing this? So right, that sort of thing really probably happens a lot with you guys.
The cool thing about it is that, although we are decentralized, and you'll hear this if you talk with Brian or you talk with Phil or, anybody, VP, they're going to tell you, yes, we're decentralized, right? And that can have its challenges, but I think the cool part of it is that if I do pick up the phone or someone picks up the phone to call me and I'm, 5-6 hours away, whatever it is, you would never know that we work in separate locations. Right. Because we have the type of culture that just keeps us all, together, and I think that says a lot. And as far as being able to stay, what is the word that I'm looking for? Cohesive, mm-hmm, I guess. And like I said, just being that far apart. Communication, may be an issue or anything like that, but I think it's really cool that we can all just you'd never know it because we're all like family.
And also in filling those positions, is it something where each general manager kind of bring on their own people? Do you kind of help vet some people? How does that relationship all work?
Great question. So, when we're ready to add to a team, or if we unfortunately have someone who's stepping away from a position, it's essentially let's call Reagan, let her know that we're ready to post the job. So I help vet those folks. Of course, if they know somebody, that's always great.
Sure.
Referrals are awesome. We've had a ton of success with referrals, but essentially the way it works, I get all the applications, I'm going through them, I'm doing the phone screens. Once those are complete, I pass them along, and I help with the process there.
Sure.
And I don't necessarily, follow up after that, just keeping in touch with the candidate, because of course the general manager is, doing what, their day job,
Right.
all that, right? So to answer your question, yes, I'm a big part of that.
And you mean you work with HR too to make this all happen?
Correct,
too,
correct. Mm-hmm.
So I think that, again, how many employees are you at corporate wide now? Ballpark, I'm not looking for exact.
Yeah, so we just, with the acquisition of Exact Packaging over this last year, we graduated into the 400 to 450. So, we're kind of playing in that area right now. So.
Well, that's great. And again, I think that, it's nice that when, you're a town that's able to be a hub of a corporation, whether it's Napide or you guys or whoever, it's just the fact that, the hometown's proud of that and the services that you provide. And again, you guys sponsor all kinds of stuff and you're really a part of the community. Are you trying to, Quincy's hometown, I get it. Are you kind of do those similar things in the other towns too?
We do. So again, to talk about our general managers, they're great about staying involved in our communities, whether it's sponsoring a golf outing or, whatever, someone's, kids sports team, whatever it is. So yes, it's such an important thing, to stay active in the community.
And I guess last thing, just kind of wrap up with, you talked about the positions that you really need. If someone wants to go work for Quincy Recycle or one of its affiliated companies, how do they go about that?
The best way to go about that is check out our website. Our website has all the opportunities available, which is quincyrecycle.com. We have a great careers page. You can learn all about our culture and every position that we have available. If it's not something, or if you don't see something that suits your fancy, I guess, we also have a general application. So please submit your application, and we'll take a look. We're always looking for great people, even if we don't have a specific slot.
Well, and like I said, your job right now is one of the toughest to have in any field, just because of trying to find people. Because again, the way the labor market has been to just try to keep positions filled, to keep companies running, to keep the supply chain moving, it's been tough.
It has been really tough. Of course, the last couple of years things really changed. And where we kind of saw a downturn, I guess, in some of the applications. But now it's more competitive. It's competitive for the recruitment side. In my opinion, because the candidates. Not to throw another cliche saying out there, but the world's kind of their oyster, right? Everybody is hiring, everybody wants to, and they really can pick and choose and go, what suits them best. Whereas before it was, hey, I need a job. And
I'd really like to work here, but I need another $3 an hour, stuff like that.
Right, or, I have these stipulations where, I'm going to set my own schedule, and, so it's, that's a challenge, but that's also a cool part because I think it forces employers to, really take a look and be more open-minded.
Yeah, and I think that's, a little give and take doesn't hurt anybody, that's
right.
for sure. So, well, we will link the Quincy Recycle careers page on with this interview. So, as she just talked about, you'll be able to just look at the bottom of the page, click it, and go find a job if you're looking for one.
That's right.
So, Reagan Costigan with Quincy Recycle, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And that's all the time we have for today. I'm Bob Goff. Thank you for watching the Muddy River News Business Spotlight, brought to you by TI Trust.
TI Trust stands for true integrity. One of our core values that we had for our staff was integrity.
We want to be seen as a very integrity-driven company.
We've been doing trust services as an organization since the 1950s. It's all based on what's in the best interest of the clients.
At the end of the day, it's about serving that client and getting to a result that they need.
Muddy River News. Our home, our news.